Alright, so I was thinking one night, are there any other unique builds that I could do? Maybe to make an ability that no one ever uses and make it useful? Well, I did that, and I've turned Well of Life, you know, the Trinity's first ability, the one that no one ever uses unless they want to like try and do damage. Even I think that was patched out a while ago. What this is a Well of Life build, and what I did was I added Well of Life's augment called Pool of Life, which on death, marked enemies will drop 4 health orbs, and it has a 25% chance of dropping an energy orb. So that works really well with health conversion. Now, health conversion, obviously, health orbs grant 450 armor, stacking up to 3 times. And that just gives Well of Life a whole new meaning. And so what I did was, I made the rest of my build sort of a balanced build. So it's sort of balanced out to complement all of her abilities really well. And I can survive for a very long time. The only thing that's probably ever going to give me trouble is probably nullifiers in the void, but that gives every frame of trouble of some sort. But anyways, now what I have here is I added vitality. I don't even think I need this, to be honest. I could totally just swap this out for something else. Maybe quick thinking. Because like the healing from Well of Life is actually super duper strong, and it ended up I never ever get past 2 stacks of health conversion. Now, if I do want to get past 2 stacks of health conversion, I could just hurt myself a little with Haiku Prime and Conceal Explosive, which is kind of silly, but I mean, it's rare that you ever get past 2 stacks unless you're in like some deep, dire danger. And now I have the Broken Scepter here because I don't know if you know this, but if you drain, if you have your melee out, you're in full melee mode with the stance and everything. And if you walk up to a corpse, humanoid enemies will, if you drain them, they will spawn a health orb, guaranteed. And if you drain a robotic enemy like a Moa or something like that, they'll spawn an energy orb. So that works also really well with health conversion. Now, what I could do here is swap out Intensify for energy conversion, but I don't have energy conversion, but that totally fits here. I had Stretch here, but I feel like Natural Talent is a far more necessary here. Rage is totally optional since you rarely take health damage anyways if you're just comboing all of your abilities together. I like the combo Well of Life with Link, and that makes me CC immune, and that's really nice. But honestly, these 2 mods are probably ones you can swap out and intensify as well. And Cutting Jeff, I'm just have this here for extra range on Link and Energy Vampire, but that's whatever. That's totally up to you. And also, you could probably swap a Constitution out because for say maybe Prime Flow, and that could work because Trinity has a very large energy pool. And that works really nicely, but I stuck with Constitution simply so Link can stay up and Will of Life can stay up longer. Alright, now for your primary, you have a lot of options here. So I chose the Tigris Prime simply because it scales the best, and I have a status build on here with Radiation and Viral. The Radiation is a nice bonus, but the Viral is what you really want. And now if I had a Ribbon for this, I'd really want Status, Chance, and Slash. This way I could just stick with Viral. Pure Viral, and I could slot on like Lingering Torment or something like that. But the one forma Tigris build, I don't remember what I put on here I think it was an extra V so I could fit on Prime Point Blank. Now what you can also use is the HEMA if you have that weapon. However, this gun doesn't do a whole lot of damage at all. I mean, sure, it debuffs the enemies really nice, but because it has corrosive, strips away armor and halves health at the same time, but this gun doesn't do enough like this gun drops off at 10 minutes in Mott Void. Now the way you could use this gun is you could use it to you could fire and reload to get self damage and to stack up your health conversion, because generally like you generally won't face like a whole lot of enemies above sortie level in this game unless you're trying to go for like an endurance run or something like that. And in that if that was the case, you'd probably never run the HEMA anyways. You'd probably run the Tigris Prime. And the enemies there would do enough damage if you're doing an endurance run there to for you to stack health conversion. And the dread works really works here too. I'd either recommend a viral status build if you're gonna run like something like the dread. I'd generally recommend high status slash weapons. That's generally what you want to run, or maybe a weapon that can like sort of self damage and like has still high status. High status weapon for your primary is generally what you want to run. HEMA, like I said, you could cheese the health conversion with the reload if you want to do stack your armor in the early game. But like I said, it's not even really, this gun is not very good at all. You can even run the Soma if you really wanted to, but Tigris Prime is my choice of primary and secondary. Totally up to you. I chose Haiku Prime. Simply because mostly for the same reason you generally use the HEMA, which would be for a little bit of self damage so you can stack up health conversion. But I generally recommend, if you don't want to do that, run the Pox or run the Staticore, simply because the high status is really going to get you there, or the Axolotl Prime is really going to burn down those targets with the with Well of Life, because Well of Life, I don't know if you guys know this, but this increases your target's health by like 10 times. So yeah, and that's why you definitely want things that just bypass all defenses, like that's like Slash does, and halves health. And we also have a nice 75% damage reduction on Blink, and we have another 65 on top of Blessing. So that's a pretty large damage reduction you're stacking there with health conversion. And of course, Energy Vampire doesn't give you a whole lot of energy, so you could probably swap, like I said, swap Intensify out for like a different mod, maybe even Transient Fortitude, or if you're feeling lucky, Blind Rage. Alright, so if you're worried about the viability of this build, I'm going to show you this build against a bunch of level 140 enemies that you typically would see in the Void. But yeah, that's the build, guys. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, hey. You did that thing again where you made it to the end of the video. And, like, actually watched the whole thing. So, I'm gonna reward you again. Now, this time, I'm gonna test your game knowledge. Since everyone seems to really like the anime reference I did last time, I'm gonna try and test your game knowledge. However, this might be a little bit tricky. So, fairly recent game came out. I'm not gonna name the game because that gives too much away. But if you can tell me what Protocol 3 is. What is Protocol 3? If you can tell me what that is, I'll give you a Frost Prime set. Now I know this might be tricky for some people, but it's just testing your knowledge. Yeah, and I'll pin the winning comment. So anyway, yeah. What is Protocol 3? Anyway, guys, that's gonna be all for me for real this time. Anyways, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.